Welcome to Holden Space. I'm your host, Holden. And yes, the pun is absolutely intended. This is the podcast where I hold space for literally anything. Deep thoughts, weird dreams, awkward moments, existential spirals at 2 a.m. Yeah, we got time for that. Think of it like a safe space meets a comfy couch meets a group chat that actually listens. No judgment, just vibes. And maybe a snack if you brought one. So grab your headphones, lower your expectations just slightly, and let's hold some space, or at least pretend we know what we're doing.
Hi everyone! Before we get into the podcast, if you guys want to follow me on my journey, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at jaxie.xo, JAXIE.xo. And if you guys want to follow me on Spotify, my name is Jaxie, and I have my album Dreamland out now. So Dreamland by Jaxie. And let's get into the video. Mwah.
Hopefully everybody's doing amazing. It's your boy Holden. Okay, you know we be holding it down over here. So today we have a very special guest, somebody that everybody, I have like 10 people in my inbox, if not more, saying you need to have her on your podcast. So I reached out to Jax and I was like, ooh, hey girl, hey, you want to come on? She's like, oh my God, of course. So she was very fast to respond. So hello, Jax, how are you?
Hi everybody, I'm doing fantastic. I'm locked in my cage up here right now and I'm just having a blast.
What do you mean you're locked in your cage?
This is my room is the attic, so it's kind of, it feels like a cage up here sometimes.
You know what's
That's why people keep saying I have like a carpet on my ceiling. That's why it's a popcorn ceiling. It's the attic.
Oh, you know what? Popcorn, that's so 60s right there.
It really is.
Back when all the asbestos was everywhere.
It's delicious. It like will sometimes sprinkle down like rain.
Oh my God. So, yeah, I was about to say, don't knock the wall, don't knock the bed, because every time it hits the wall, the popcorn will just
it snows in here.
All right, Carrie. So of course, listen, we all know what everybody's knowing you for at this point, which is the Quran Book Club. All right. So before we even get into what you've learned, why you did it, like when did you even start book clubbing?
Well, me and my sister are like, we love to read. We kind of got back into reading more like maybe a year or two ago. I started off reading like art books, graphic novels, mostly pictures because reading is hard. And like sometimes books are really long. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I love to read a kid's picture book, like Don't Play With Me. But this year I kind of made it my mission to read one novel a month. And then I read the Bhagavad Gita earlier this year, which was like my first like religious text I read. That's like a Hindu text. But yeah, I just got the Quran and I was like, I'm in between books, let me read it. And then the rest is history, really.
I mean, that's an interesting to go straight from Hindu to the Quran.
No, I wasn't even expecting it. Like, had you asked me in July, like, what I thought about religion, I would have told you, like, I'm about to be like a Hare Krishna. Like, I was getting into it, really. And then all of a sudden, now here I am reading the Quran.
And what it seems like you're enjoying it. So you have such a unique perspective on everything. Like you're going in with full detail notations.
You should see my notes app. It's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 13. What does this mean? 25. Wow.
Do you know like what the hadiths are?
I think from what I know that they are like people who either knew the prophet or like chain of commanded back to the prophet writing like almost like I don't want to say like rules, but like rules and teachings about what the prophet did, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's also people like scholars that have like major, like they've studied the Quran and like everything about it that kind of writes what we're supposed to do as a way of life. Okay. And they kind of try to chase it back to how Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, lived. So I was like, we need Jax's version of the hadith.
I want to read the hadiths. I have not actually read the hadiths other than like what people are commenting on my on my posts. But I would love to honestly deep dive them, really.
Well, but listen, there's way more hadiths. Like there's so many.
I bet.
You're going to need like 4 years to do this.
Okay, well, that's great because I'm almost done with the Quran and I need to continue this somehow. So that's perfect.
And of course, you're taking it even a step further than just reading the Quran. Like I saw you have a prayer mat now.
I do. I did get one, yeah.
You have the, I think it's the, oh my God, it's, I can't remember the website name, but it's the one that has like the transliteration written out on
Mm-hmm.
the prayer mat so you can read
Mm-hmm.
it while praying. And then you even went to a masjid and you
I
spoke to the
did.
imam.
I had honestly the bestest time ever. Because everyone kept telling me to go visit one, and I was like, I am the type of person where like I have been to church, I have been to the synagogue, I go to the Hindu temple every couple of weeks. So I was like, okay, I was like, duh, of course I'll go. I didn't realize they were separated by gender. I was like, that makes it really hard for me. You know what I mean? As like a trans person, I feel like it's very much like what bathroom do I go in, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I do want to go back. Honestly, I would love to go for a prayer. It's just a little tricky times in America when it comes to trans
No,
people and gendered spaces. You know what I mean?
listen, I've seen your pictures, girl. Like, put a hijab on, put a mug on. You're gonna be fine. So
That's
like,
what everybody keeps saying. Everyone keeps saying that, and then like I walk out in public though, and people are like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like,
so, and you gotta realize that people in Islam, like in person, compared to these Quran warriors on TikTok, are
"True,
totally different. So, like
true."
on TikTok, people are coming for me,
No,
like
you're
they're for
telling
you
me.
too.
You're
And
telling me.
but when I go to the masjid, I've never had anybody approach me and say, "Are you gay?"
Well, and
I'm
that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's a religious space. Like it's
yeah,
chill. But we're here for God. You know what I mean?
and that's what I think. That's the one thing. When I took my shahada, like reverted to Islam, it was Ramadan, and I just witnessed the prayer. I sat in the back, witnessed the prayer. Like you could feel the energy, like while everybody's praying. It's like insanity. So
Hmm.
the thing is, the imam. All right, and this, okay, guys, let me preface this as the statements that Jackson and I are talking about, our perceptions on things, are very controversial subjects. We are not trying to blanket statement in the entire Islamic community.
No,
Absolutely nothing at all. These are strictly our experiences and our opinions. So
that
calm it
part.
down, keyboards. So the imam actually shocked me too,
I was
telling
gagged. I
you,
really was.
which side did he tell you to go to?
So I showed. So here's the thing, right? People say go to the. People were. I asked. I was like, what is like, masjid etiquette? You know what I mean? Like when I go to the temple, it's you need to take your shoes off. You're supposed to take a shower beforehand. I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful. People say, go to the women's side. Go to the men's side. Go to the women's side. Go to the men's side. I said, I'm just gonna ask the guy, right? So I emailed. One of my old friends actually had reached out to me and was like, everyone keeps sending me your Chrome book club videos. This is so crazy. They don't even know that I know you like that. It's so funny. And so I was like, well, I've got you here. I was like, do you know any mosques in the area that maybe would be a bit more like welcoming to somebody like me? He sent me the name of the imam I went and spoke to, and I said, okay, great. So I emailed him. I told him my situation. I was like, I'm just trying to be respectful, you know? And he was like, I would absolutely love for you to set up a meeting with me. I said, great. So I went, I met him. What a sweet, lovely man. Like he was literally like the sweetest guy ever. Got this big giant library. He showed me all of his Qurans that he's got, like his like little writings and everything. And he asked me a bunch of questions and I answered them all very honestly. He asked me, you know, have you had any surgeries? Are you attracted to men or women? Do you have any romantic feelings towards women at all? Da 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 da. And he had brought up like the idea of eunuchs, and I don't know how this is pronounced, but like the Mutankanen.
Wait, are
They
you talking
were
about eunuch like a full remove? Wait, are you talking about
like
like this
eunuchs, as
movie?
in like the servants back in like ancient Islamic. So okay, if you're unaware, back in like ancient times, there was a like so typically to help the women in like I don't really know where there would be these servants called eunuchs who were men who had their genitals removed.
Okay, that's what I was
So,
thinking.
so
Yeah,
they're like
yeah.
castrated essentially, and they would help like they were servants to the women, and which is I believe is mentioned in the
Wow.
Quran at least once or twice. And he had kind of told me like since you are have been on hormones for so long, you've essentially have chemically castrated yourself, which I mean is true. And because you have no attraction towards women at all, based on certain I wrote down the actual verse. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's basically there's a verse in the Quran that speaks about who like what types of people women don't have to protect their modesty in front of.
Yes.
And one of them was the male servants who have no attraction towards women. He's like, which is where you would fit in. So then he's like, let's take a tour of the masjid. And he's like, so this is the women's side where you would be. And I was like, oh, oh, okay.
Ooh,
I
clock
was
it.
fully expecting him to say, unfortunately, you were born a man. You're going to have to go to the man's side. I was prepared for that. I was like practicing like broing it up for real. Like I was ready. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, this is not what I was expecting you to say. And he was like, well, had I sent you to the man side, wouldn't you be very uncomfortable? And I was like, no, like I would be very uncomfortable. And he was like, well, I don't want your first experience in our religion to be uncomfortable. He's like, that's kind of the complete opposite of what I want for you. And I was like, okay, wow. And he was like, also, he's like, I mean, looking at you, had I bring you to the men's side, you would be a big distraction. Like the men would be looking at you with lust. And I was like,
Oh my god. See, you need to get a PO box. I can send you a hijab.
I'm thinking about, honestly, I want to get one, but I don't know how PO boxes work. Like, will people know where I live if I get one?
No, so ish. So I know back in the day when YouTube, like all the YouTubers had PO
Right.
boxes. What a lot of them would do is go like 1 to 2 cities over
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
post office. Because like again, I don't know where you live, but I know that there is a gay friendly mosque in Washington D.C. area that the men and women actually pray together.
Oh wow.
Because and they don't separate due to identity because it's like super gay friendly forward trans and stuff like that. But
oh cool.
So the thing is like I am shocked that an imam,
I
and
was
that's the
too.
thing, people go talk to the imam, go talk to the imam, and here that's what you did, and they're
Like he's an
shocking,
old guy. He was
and it
old, like
shows
he's like
people
60s.
that people that truly practice Islam for Islam are not going to judge. The thing is,
Right.
there is a huge difference, guys, between a religious bias and a cultural bias. So,
Exactly.
culturally, yes, gay people in certain countries,
Yeah.
culturally it's hated, but people just use Islam as a reason behind it because, yes, we all know Prophet Lot, but we'll discuss that in a minute. But I want to touch on the verses that you talked about. So
Mhm.
in the Quran, there are the verses that fully recognize homosexuality. It's talking about men that have attraction to men and not to women.
Mhm.
And it's crazy that people will say, "Oh no, it's not in there." No, it is.
We've
I
been
don't
here.
have
Our longest history's been here. Gay and trans people have been here. Let it be
oh,
known.
that is for
Let
sure.
it be known.
But Unique, you know what? I'm gonna have to Google that or find it
Oh
in the
yeah,
Quran
it's
because
EUNICH
listen,
unit.
on the P Hub, I used to see that, so I'm very familiar with what it looks like. But so the thing is, now that you've of course you said you're almost done with it. Okay,
Yeah, I'm on
so
Surah 50. So we have less than 100 pages left.
are the final surahs that fast?
They're very small. Some of them are like one verse long, it
Okay.
seems.
And there's one I remember when I was listening to the Quran the first time that was like it says a verse and then it's like the same verse is like repeated every other
Yeah.
verse. So media. So let's talk about Western media.
Yeah.
Growing up, especially you're too young, I feel, to kind of remember what 9/11 was like because that
I
was
was
for me,
2 when
yeah,
it
for me that was
happened.
like fifth grade, sixth grade, I think it was. So like, but in Western media, it paints Muslims in a very bad light.
It really, yeah.
So, what was your before reading the Quran, before talking to Muslims? What was your honest outlook on Islam and Muslim people?
So, I mean, like I said, I was born 1999. I was 2 years old when 9/11 happened. So I wasn't really, every waking moment I had as like a conscious person was in a post 9/11 world. Um, I also grew up like in the country. Like I was out on the farms riding four-wheelers, going fishing. Like my uncle was very big in the military. He worked in like the terrorism. I don't know if I should say this actually, but he was very high in the military. And so my like what I was being told about Islam and about Muslims was not great. Very much like, there's terrorist cells in the Middle East that want to come over here and like put Sharia law in the United States, which I'm gonna be real. After this might be real controversial, but after learning what Sharia law actually is, we could use a little bit of it. I'm not even gonna lie over here. We could really use a bit of it. Um,
For real.
but you know that it's super oppressive to women, that they can't do this, they can't do that, they have to dress this way and have to cover themselves, blah 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 blah. You know, the military goes and fights for our freedom against them, and da 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 da. And like I said, I lived in the country in like a very hillbilly white area. I had never met a Muslim person until I was like in college. But I obviously like from seeing the way that other people of color were treated in my community, I realized very quickly that like this is just plain old racism, baby. Like this is just good old fashioned Christian hillbilly racism, you know? So I was like, well, let me actually do a little bit of like understanding of what's actually going on here. And I watched a few YouTube videos when I was like in high school, and I was like, okay, perhaps these people are not as crazy as y'all make them out to seem. Um, Obviously was just very like respectful towards every other type of person, but I didn't really know anything about Islam until I want to say a few years ago. Like I started brushing up on things. Like I've always been very interested in religion, so I knew like what Ramadan was and that they fast, and I knew about like the charity aspects and everything. Um, but since reading the Quran, I've realized that actually Muslims have been on a lot more progressive stuff than the Western world has for a while now. Like, I
Mhm.
don't think women could get divorced in America until like, I feel like probably like the 70s, 80s, 90s, I think it was. I don't know when, but it was, I could tell you it's after the year 600, that's for sure.
And
Like,
also the inheritance portion.
yeah,
Yes, I personally, this is a personal opinion, don't agree with how the inheritance is split up in the
yeah,
Quran.
I would have to agree.
But the thing is, women weren't entitled to inheritance.
Well,
And women
yeah,
couldn't say they wanted the divorce in America. Like it had to be
right.
the man to initiate it.
Oh, yeah. And like like women, it says like, yeah, yeah.
So
I don't know
Sharia
if I have more
law,
person.
listen, don't be wrong, Charlie
Let's
Kirk,
get some.
may he rest in peace because what it would happen to him is not okay for it to happen to anybody. But the thing is, he was always like Sharia this, Sharia law. It's like, bro, if Sharia law was here, we'd probably have less gun violence. We'd probably have
More money.
less grape.
Literally.
We wouldn't be in so much debt.
When I
Because
found out there's no interest,
and well,
now I know why America wanted to stop people from understanding what Islam truly is,
mhm.
because it's so opposite of what's happening in America, where they're just exploiting us for money.
It's so it's talks about no interest, no, I think it's usury is what it's called if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the exact
Mm.
word, but there's actually Islamic institutions, banks that you can go get loans from for homes and for cars, and so people don't realize that like America, we pay taxes to buy our food, which the grocery store then pays taxes on selling the food, then pays taxes to their employees on what they pay, and then we pay it for receiving our check. The amount that the $1 gets taxed
Is
is
insane.
blowing my mind. It's like,
And
how
where's
do
that money go? Where's that money go? To my
Elon
yacht
Musk,
payment. That's where it goes.
Elon Musk at this point? So yeah, and I agree. Sharia law can, yes. I of course I don't know every in
I don't
depth of
either.
Sharia, so but like,
A
listen,
little bit. We could use a little bit of it, I think.
yeah,
Really.
especially well, look at Dearborn, Michigan. I love Dearborn.
I love
Listen,
Dearborn,
I wish
honestly.
I lived there.
Everybody has been hating on Dearborn lately because of the prayer calls, and I just want to say, if you are so irritated about a prayer call at 5:30 in the morning, how about you go move to Hillbillyville? You can have my old house. Go ahead. Goodbye.
Well, in the
You
call
live
to
in a
prayer,
city. There's ambulances. There's fire truck sirens. There's gunshots. There's people yelling in the middle of the street. Like, get a grip.
the one thing I don't like about the call to prayer in Dearborn is that they need to choose a better recitation of it. I mean, I don't know if you've ever gone on YouTube and like heard different recitation versions,
hmm
but oh my god, it's
I
like
was one time
it's
I tried to like when I read a surah to listen to the Arabic recitation while I'm reading it, and one day I learned that you could look up women reciting it. I don't know if you've ever listened to women recite it, but oh, beautiful, so beautiful.
I heard one and she was in a masjid reciting it. I won't go into that because even some women on my TikTok live, like Mona, she was like, no, we do not need a woman reciting it in the masjid because her perception is they are recited and it's recited in front of men. So there, she said
Okay.
the reason she gave me was actually really spot on, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So of course, we were talking about like the badness of Western media.
Hmm.
So what do you feel why Islam has such a bad rap, or why people don't want them?
I think in America, number one, it's to fuel war. It's so that we can make it seem like we're going to war for a reason. That's not money. Number two, I think in America, men feel very in control of women. They think that a woman's body is theirs. They should be able to look at, see, touch, do whatever they want to a woman whenever they want to. And what really flipped the script for me was it was straight up like a meme. Somebody put a meme in my comments of like a girl in a bikini with sunglasses, and then it was a girl in full hijab with a face veil and everything. And the girl in the bikini is like, wow, everything about her is covered. What a backward society. And then the Muslim girl was like, everything but her eyes is covered. What a backward society. And it got me thinking, like, man, in America, we walk around like in bikinis and short. Like, I'll walk around in a bikini and a short and call it an outfit. You know what I mean? But like, men are able to look at me and see my entire body and think and honestly do whatever they feel like. Like, men will come up and touch you, they'll yell at you, they'll do whatever. But I think when men look at a Muslim woman who is fully covered, now the control is low key in her hands because
Mhm.
she's controlling what you can see of her and you can't see anything. And I think that really pisses off a lot of men because they want to see her so bad. They want to sexualize her. And I think that that really truly drives them nuts because they can't.
I mean, what do you think Hooters does so well? Twin Peaks does so well because these are companies that sexualize a woman's body.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it like? Every billboard you have about selling any outfit, fragrance, or anything is a woman in a bikini, half
Oh,
naked, or a
yeah.
man fully
Oh,
shirtless in
yeah.
underwear. And all I think to myself is, wait, are we buying the person or are we buying the product?
Right. Like any perfume ad is essentially like softcore, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's in America, everything is sexualized, especially women. And I think when American men see a woman in full hijab, I think they see it as like challenging to them. As like,
Mm.
I want that and I can't have it. Now I'm really angry about it. And I'm gonna do and I think that's why in America you have a lot of men who like will rip hijabs off because it's like
Oh,
he's
hell no.
he's mad that because but men feel so entitled to women and their bodies in America that he's mad he can't see that. Really, I is what
Course, the
I think.
first thing is they look at them and like, damn, what's underneath that? And because they immediately want to think about how it's going to help the head downstairs between their legs,
Exactly.
rather they are like,
Exactly.
ooh, when I have the conversation with this person, now I have to see them intellectually for who they
Right.
are as a person and not look down at their two knockers sitting on their chest.
Right.
And so, but yeah, I agree with that. It's absolutely insane to me that people like covering a nun covers everything but her face, and that
Well,
is
exactly.
acceptable 100%. But heaven
Exactly.
forbid a woman wants to take back. And yes, in Islam, as people realize, there's hijabis, well, not even non-hijabis everywhere in the world.
Right.
So it's still a woman's choice to put it on or not put it on. But
Right.
I feel the women that do put it on feel so empowered to do so.
Right. Well, and because I made a video about this, and somebody had commented like she lived in Saudi Arabia, and she like wears like the full burqa, and she said it is so what a like it's such a cool perspective to go out in public and to be able to see and perceive everybody, but nobody can see or perceive me. Like it's almost like being like a super spy, really. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, why is that low key kind of fun actually? Like, imagine going out and being able to witness everybody and nobody can perceive you.
Hmm.
I don't know. It sounds kind of good. Sounds kind of fun to me, really.
The only thing I feel bad about being in a Muslim country with all the burqas is the little children trying to find their mama when they're lost at the market.
I bet.
Because they all look and of course they all are wearing the same thing.
Right.
Same thing with men. A friend of mine, he's in Saudi, he like shows me a video of like all these guys like at a restaurant, everybody's wearing a white thobe.
Same outfit.
That's like,
it's a cute outfit.
Listen, I got one. It's in the closet.
I think they're cute. I honestly think they're cute because people kept telling me to go to Saudi Arabia, and I was like, listen, if I need to go to Saudi Arabia and pretend to be a man for a week, like I would not mind wearing this. Like it's kind of gorgeous. Like, is it not kind of like a cute outfit?
I love it. Like it makes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I haven't worn it out like on a normal day. I wear it to the masjid and stuff. I would like to get to the point of just like wearing it out. But not yet. But no, I mean, it does. Like the moment I put it on, to me, it makes me feel closer to God. Even though we understand it's not a Muslim thing. It's not anything to do with religion. But to me, it's a symbolic. It's like a society recognized thing for Muslim.
Right.
So the of course, the one thing that Muslims just cannot seem to wrap their head around.
Yeah.
The LGBTQIA LMNOP plus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the thing is, number one, what experience have you had? Okay, let's leave the DMs to the side because we're gonna get messy at the end. So what experience have you had from straight Muslim men or even women approaching you to discuss sexual orientation?
So, first of all, I will say we'll save the messiness for the end, I suppose. When it comes to the women, like most straight Muslim women I know, because like I mean, I work with a lot of Muslim women, a lot of them see me as just a woman to them. This might also sound controversial, but I've had a lot of my female hijabi friends, they feel comfortable taking the hijab off around me. They know that I'm not looking at them no type of way. They know I don't feel no type of way about them. A lot of the Muslim, because like I work with children. And so obviously when you work with children, you got to chop it up with their parents. I mean, I live in America. It's a very multicultural area. I've worked with people of every background, and I've never had a Muslim person. Honestly, the Muslim parents at every job I've ever worked at are fighting over me. They say, how can we get Miss Jax to work with our kid, please? Aww. They love me. I've never had anybody, like any Muslim in real life, ever not like me because I'm trans or, well, I'm not gay, for being trans. I've never had anybody even so much as bring it up. Online, online is very much different, but I feel like when it comes to religion in general, I do not understand how you can be a very religious person and be homophobic at the same time. To me, those things, and it sounds crazy, but to me, they're very opposite things because almost every religion teaches you love thy neighbor, to work together, to support people that are different than you, to not judge people because they're different from you, just to recognize that they're different. You know, you have your religion, I have mine. Like, I feel like the Quran teaches us not to judge, not to be arrogant, not to view ourselves as better than other people. Yet, you're going to tell me to detransition and that I'm going to go to hell and that what I'm doing is haram and this, that, and the other. Are you not being arrogant and judgmental right now? And I think, in my opinion, I feel that God would judge somebody more based on their actions and how they treat other people versus how they choose to dress. That's my belief. I don't understand how God could be homophobic, and truly, because why would he make people the way he does to then hate them for it? That never made sense to me. It never made sense to me when I was 5 at church either, you know?
So I know that for myself, what people in the Quran, what people in Islam try to tell me is God gives us a test. So he's testing us, and are we going to pass or fail? So that's what life is. But for me, and this is what I said in my live this morning, is I wish I could be straight. It's such an easier life.
It's so much easier. It's so much easier.
Like Jax being a female, like she wants to be able to get pregnant, but she can't because of the situation. So like I mean, well, you never know. Actually, the science is coming a far long.
Yeah, they might be able to get me there.
But the thing is, if you ask most gay people, they would say, I wish I was straight. It's an easier life. I wouldn't have to get bullied. I wouldn't have to get pushed out of church. Wouldn't have to get pushed out of my home. And
Mhm.
but yet, like it just can't. Like when I see a coocher cat, like it goes south. It's like no
Right.
ma'am.
Right.
So
No, like
it's
I feel nothing right now.
so how can God, okay? God would not create this attraction for me, okay? He would
Hmm.
not create this to feel good if it wasn't meant for me to be this way.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
I won't go into the details of the boinking, the aspect of it all, but like he wouldn't make things feel good. So, and again, like we as humans are created to have love and to have a connection with somebody. And so, like, why is it so bad that it's just somebody with the same gender?
Right.
And listen, population control. Because if all these gays were straight, we'd have way too many babies up in here. And we could
Well,
not.
and I even feel like when you think about like what does religion teach us to be like kind to each other, not judgmental, not like everything. What the gay people I know versus the straight people I know, I low key feel like God would appreciate the actions of gay people more than the actions of a lot of straight people I know, because when have you ever met a gay person that says you need to not be straight and you need to not do this and you need to not do that?
Yeah.
Never. I've never met a gay person like that in my life. Every gay person I know, like if I'm walking down the street and the homeless man asks for money, every gay person is about to whip out their wallet.
Hmm.
Versus every straight person I know is, oh, we need to walk faster. This is scary. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't get it. And I think trans people have been here literally since the dawn of time, before religion even really existed. Well, I mean, I guess religion probably goes back to the dawn of creation. But anyway, I just feel like why would he put that desire, like that feeling in me to transition if he didn't want me to?
And I also feel, okay, and this is going to be a little controversial. I also feel if God did not intend for the operations downstairs to be able to happen, he wouldn't give humankind the knowledge to be able to figure
Right.
out how to make it happen and
Well,
functional.
right. Exactly. I
So
think. Oh, go ahead.
that's my opinion.
No, literally. I just feel like I think too, transgender people, as long as we've been around, either love us or hate us, we have always been seen as, like, I don't know what it is. Men, because we talked about DMs like a little bit, but men love to just confess everything to you when you're transgender. They tell you their deepest, darkest fantasies, how they feel about themselves, how they think that they might be gay or trans. People, I mean, the hijras in Pakistan and India, they are seen as having the ability to bless and curse people. Like transgender people are powerful. The two spirit people have always been seen as closer to God. Like we have always been seen as closer to God, but at the same exact time you want to sit here and tell me that God hates me,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
closer to God based on like almost every culture's views.
But they also say, oh, just don't put it out there in public. Okay, then why are you coming on my TikTok live asking me about it?
Right. And my thing is too, is if you don't want me to be publicly gay or trans, why are you walking around holding your girlfriend's hand talking about we just had 3 kids?
Yeah, and they talk about pride. So this is one thing somebody brought up to me yesterday. It was like, don't be prideful about it. I said, oh no, 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 no. Because straight people, again, as holding hands, when they have their
Right.
kids, oh, look at my baby. That's being prideful of
Right.
something that's accomplished because you're straight.
Right.
I'm not saying listen, I don't like PDA. So man,
Yeah.
straight, gay, lesbian, I don't give a shit. I don't want to see it.
No, don't
But
act like a furry at the mall, please. Keep that in your bedroom.
and don't be a furry walking around the mall with kids, guys. Come on. But that's a whole nother topic.
We'll save
Um,
that for another
yeah,
episode.
for real. But the thing is like I feel God like, and He knows my intentions. He knows
Right.
I'm not in a relationship to defy Him, to go
Right.
against Him. I'm in a relationship because this is a person I love and care for deeply. So of course, the gay conversation is a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and hold on. Oh, okay. So do you feel I have notes. So funny. Is the exact message I sent you actually like a week ago.
Uh,
So how do you think that at some point there can come a time and day where being gay and Muslim can coexist, and there doesn't have to be this internal battle of reconciliation.
I think so. I mean, I pray one day that we all get over the gay thing for real, because what's the big deal about? I don't get what's the big deal. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. I feel like, and here's the thing: people want to tell me it's a test and you're supposed to fight the urge, and that it says it in the Prophet Luke. Listen, you act like I haven't been going toe to toe with Christians my whole life. I grew up in hillbilly USA. Okay, I've heard every single one of these arguments before. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah, when I found out Prophet Lut and Sodom and Gomorrah was the same story, oh, well, okay. Because the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, it says, man shall not lie with man, or he shall be stoned, right? It's pretty widely understood that that line was mistranslated from if man lies with boy, he shall be stoned, and it's referring to pedophilia, right? If we look at what the people in the story of Lut were doing, they were raping people. They were committing pedophilia. They were lustful. They were not, there was a lot of things that they were doing wrong. People tell me that in the original Arabic, because there's a line in the Quran that says, you men lust towards men the way you should lust towards women. You are truly a transgressing people, or
Yes.
something along that line. And my thing is, people are telling me that in Arabic, the word in that verse specifically, the word used to refer to male, it does mean male, but there is another word in Arabic that typically means male adults that is used throughout the Quran in Arabic as referring to adult men. In that specific line, and this is what people are telling me, the Arabic in that specific line just references males, period. It doesn't say anything about gender. When I think about what happened in Christianity, I'm thinking, oh, it's the same exact issue where we're mistranslating this line that is talking really about not having sex with little boys, and we're just using it to say that being gay is the world's biggest sin on the face of the planet, which it really isn't.
And the thing is, okay,
My take.
So I was talking to somebody the other day that there's over 12 million words in the Arabic language.
Oh,
Like when it comes
wow.
to lion, the word lion, there's literally like 80 words to
Right.
describe lion. There's so many different dialects too. So that's why when it comes to like English, Spanish translations, all these different translations, there's different variations. And if you look at the people that translated it, they come from different regions.
Right.
And so, and this is where I think Arabic is so important when actually reading it and understanding Arabic, because you truly can't understand the words of the Quran unless you are reading it as the words that have been there for 1400 years.
Right.
So,
and none of
yes,
us were there in the year 600 either.
no.
And I think it's also, people will probably be really mad at me for saying this, but I feel like most of these religious texts we have, the Quran is from the year 600. The Bible is from like the year 0. The
Yep.
Bhagavad Gita is from 1000 BCE. I think sometimes we also need to think about, like, this is ancient society we're talking about. Like, sometimes the rules listed in these books are relevant to ancient society. We don't live in ancient society. I'm sure back in the day it was very important to keep the population going. People were dying left and right. We didn't have really like modern medicine.
Yeah.
It was food scarcity. It was probably a big reason to not be gay back then, because we need to keep this population going. We got 8 billion people on this planet now.
I mean,
It's not that deep.
life expectancy back then, I think for a woman it was like 27.
Exactly.
For a man, it was like 40. Now I think life expectancy for a woman is like 69, or actually no, like 74.
Right,
A
right.
man is like 69. So, yeah, no, I heavily agree with that. So out of what you've read in the Quran, what has been the biggest surprise for you?
Oh, you're telling me Jesus didn't die on that cross and I see him I could go for a walk and see 20 Jesuses on a cross. You're telling me Jesus isn't on that cross? This was mind breaking to me. I'm reading, and I made a video about this. People explained to me that actually the guy who like ratted out Jesus is the one that was actually put on the cross according to Islamic belief. So you're telling me, okay, that Judas is on that cross and y'all are putting him everywhere and y'all are praying to that? Is crazy to me. I was gagged when I read that.
So okay, so this was a practice that I saw somebody else do. Okay, when we were talking about imagery of these people, because we all know Jesus is
Right.
plastered everywhere as this long-haired white man. Okay, born in
Correct.
Arabia, but that's beside the
Well,
point.
and that's what I got. I like really put my foot in my mouth because when Moses is like his hand is white, I was like, why is that so shocking? Because I was so brainwashed by white Jesus. I was like, oh my God, this story takes place in Egypt. I was like,
And then
duh, his hand's
you have
not
people with
white.
black Jesus now too. So all right.
Right.
So
Anyway,
imagine this. All right. So Jax, I have a photo of you on my phone. Okay. I'm gonna
you're
show you a
obsessed with
photo.
me.
Yes, I'm obsessed. This is you, isn't it?
That
Okay. This is you.
looks
And
like me.
so the thing is, that's the point. Okay. You, if I go around telling everybody this is Jax from TikTok, you're
Right.
gonna be like, girl, that's not me.
Right.
So the same thing
It
about
could be
Jesus.
me.
We don't know what Jesus looked like.
Right.
So
We
why are we
never met him.
plastering his photos in sculptures everywhere?
Everywhere.
So see, that's why Prophet Muhammad, nowhere's the imagery of Prophet Muhammad. I watched a movie called The Message
People are
about.
telling me to read that or watch it. Is it good?
So yeah, no, love it. It's 3 hours.
Okay.
It's a little long, but the thing is, even in that movie, Prophet Muhammad is never shown because
Wow.
so essentially he's behind the camera. Like when they're talking to Prophet Muhammad, they're looking directly at the camera, like he's the camera
Okay, that makes sense.
because they don't want to say this is what he potentially looks like because we don't know. We don't want to create this false image.
Right.
So we don't want to offend Jesus by putting his image everywhere. That's why in
Right.
Islam, there's no picture of Jesus, picture of Muhammad. There's no
There's
picture of
no
anybody.
idolatry. There's no artwork. And actually, because here's the thing: when I was growing up in America in 7th grade and in 11th grade, we had to take a unit about world religions in school. And when I was in middle school, we learned about Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism, and Native Americans. And
Wow.
I remember when I learned about um Islam and how they don't do art of God at all. No art
Mhm.
of God, period. Because and the way it was explained to me was, let's say me, I'm an artist. I like to paint and draw. If I were to draw Allah or Muhammad, I would butcher it. Like it would look not good, right? Why would I defame the face of God or of the prophet? Why would I like degrade his image by what I can produce as a human being? And to me, I was like, okay, whoa, wait, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I've always really respected that aspect of Islam because almost every other religion does do that. They make idols, they have paintings. I mean, I have like 30 paintings of Krishna on my phone right now from the temple. You know what I mean? I got him 1, 2, 3 times on the wall. You know what I mean?
And Catholics worship the Virgin Mary.
Right. Right.
Okay. So, all right, enough about that. Okay. So let's move on. Let's
Uh-oh.
get
A little
so
freaky, it sounds like.
so let's shift over to the DMs.
Okay.
All right. So me and you have had the same experience. All right, guys. So there are so many people reaching out to me and probably commenting, even on your videos. You can't be Muslim and be gay. You can't do this. They don't exist. I'm like, they're everywhere. Like Saudi, Algeria.
Oh,
Um,
everywhere.
the amount of
I've been on
messages.
a date with a few of them. Like, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
There has been so many messages from so many people. And what's crazy, I don't understand what it is because they're so over sexualized messages. So it's like,
Oh,
why
yeah.
is it that the moment they find somebody that's also gay or in that community or trans or in that community, they're like, here's my schlong. It's like, calm down, calm
Well,
down.
we're sexual taboos, aren't we? We're
Yeah,
fantasies, aren't we?
that is
If
true.
everyone in your life tells you you can't talk to a trans girl romantically or you can't talk to a gay guy who's, got a full-on beard, but
Mhm.
deep down you really want to, are you not gonna DM? Men will
Yeah.
DM me and be like, "Hi, Jax." I'll be like, "Hey," and they'll be like, "You're so beautiful." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And they're like, "I've actually always wanted to sleep with a trans woman. I think you're so hot, and to me, you're like a normal girl. Do you want to see a
Aw.
picture of my schlong?" It's like, oh, whoa, whoa. But it's because we're taboos. But
Yeah.
God forbid, if I was to say any of these people's names out loud, they would be outside my
Of
house with a
course.
pitchfork. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I mean, I could tell you it's everybody. It's religious Muslim men. It's religious Christian men. It's guys who play
Yeah.
football that would have bullied us in high school. It's the guys who did bully us in high school in our DMs. You know what I mean? It's your grandpa. It's your dad. It's quite literally everybody. The homeless guy on the side of the street has a crush on me. Like, it's everybody, really.
Well, and so what's funny, you get the people that are because transness is a taboo.
Oh,
So is
yeah.
also being with somebody that's more, honestly, we're just gonna say it, morbidly obese.
Yeah.
And so I get the men that are like my partner. He's like literally a personal trainer. I
Right.
literally get men that are like jacked in the gym every day. Like, ooh, I've always wanted to
Yeah.
just grab the
Hi.
jelly rolls and this and this. And I'm like,
Hmm.
hey, calm down, Becky.
Chaser.
Um, yeah,
Chasers. They love us.
I've been with so many of them. Yes, yes,
Not me.
yes.
I'm not giving no chaser, no peace of mind. Get out of my way.
Listen, I was an addict, so I'd be throwing it back to whoever took it. So, all right. So the thing is, in reality, guys, and yes, we're trying to make lightheartedness of the DM aspect, but in reality, these people are so I feel over sexualizing everybody that they can get in contact with because they are having to hide and push themselves down
Yeah.
because of the judgment they are receiving from others. And
Hmm.
the Quran states that we are not to judge anybody. It is not for us to judge.
Right.
Allah and Jesus will be coming down on the day of judgment. And it's actually a sin to judge somebody else. You can
That's
guide.
what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying.
You can guide like Mona. Mona comes on my live all the time. She will come on and have a frank conversation with me about gay lifestyle and say, "Hey, this is what the Quran says. I don't judge you, but I just want to keep you informed." I love that. I'm
Hmm.
totally fine with that
Oh yeah, I want to know what
conversation.
it all says. Don't sugarcoat it to me.
Yeah, but
I want to know.
don't come on my live and be like, "You're going to hell. You can't do this." You okay?
How
Calm
do you
down.
again? But that's a bigger sin. Being gay
Mhm.
is mentioned in the Quran so far that I've read maybe twice,
Yeah.
3 times max. But to not being arrogant and judgmental, and the fact that only God can judge is mentioned like 8 million times. I feel like so you're sitting here mad at me, but you're doing like you're committing 3 sins for my one. And
Yeah.
also, let it be known, you don't even know what I'm doing. People telling me, well, having, anal sex or whatever, like you're gonna go to hell. Okay, you don't know what I do in my free time. Who said I was doing that?
S-
Who
Say
even
yeah.
said that? You know what I mean?
Same.
Like you're
Yep.
you're assuming things about me, you're judging me, you're being arrogant when that book says not to do that too.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
keep it away from me. I don't care.
Before I came out that I had a partner, they're automatically assuming that I'm like a thought. They're like, and I'm like, and people say being gay is okay in Islam. It's actually technically for them, they say it's the action of it,
Right.
the
Heard
behind
it
it. But
all
it's like,
before.
but how do you know I'm doing that action? Just like you, how do
Right.
you know we throw in it back?
Right.
Like,
Exactly. Exactly. You
nobody
don't know
said
anything
that.
about me.
So you have a prayer, Matt.
I
Okay.
do.
I think it's called Uma for All, if I'm not mistaken. Have you used it?
I actually have not yet. I've
Okay.
looked at it, I've read it, I'm using it as like a teaching tool. Um, but I will say reading the Quran has like strengthened my relationship with God personally.
Wow.
I have been praying a lot more lately than I used to, I will say.
That I mean, honestly, that's incredible. And what's so funny, people are like, "What do you think Jax is gonna do? Is she gonna be Muslim?" And I'm like, "Listen, the most important thing that she's coming from this from an unbiased standpoint,
Right.
a non-judgmental, an education. The way you
Mm-hmm.
on your videos, the way you speak about it is like it's not just like thoughtless speaking.
No.
Like, so you're putting a lot of effort into it, which is I think amazing. And I think the most important thing, as long as you come out of it with a stronger relationship with God of your understanding,
Right.
whether your understanding is the Hindu God, Buddhist, whatever it may be. Like I feel again, Islamic people are they're gonna hate me for this. Whatever religion fits for you is a
Right.
religion that's right for you.
Well, and my belief has always been that I feel like the bigger and more organized a religion is, the I almost feel like religion should be completely personal. I
Hmm.
think your relationship with God really should be like you and God. Or like maybe, me and my small group of girls, we talk about God together. But I feel like once for me personally, because people say, is she gonna revert? Is she gonna take her shahada? Let me know when she takes the shahada. I don't think I really, for me personally, need to sit here and say I'm Muslim now, or I'm
Yeah.
Hindu, or I'm Christian. I just and I like to learn about all the different ones, but truly, it's just about having a relationship with God for me. You don't have to follow every single rule in every single book, because guess what? Every single book is different.
Hmm.
Who is to say that what it says in the Quran is true and what it says in the Vedas is not true? Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. So, what I like to do really is learn about different religions. I try to take a few different aspects that I think are worthy of putting into practice. Like, for example, the Quran. I really, after learning about zakat, I try to incorporate that as much as I can.
Yeah.
If somebody asks me on the street for some money, I'm gonna try my best to do it, because it's just a good thing to do. And I feel like that is the way I like to approach religion. And it, to me, it's always going to stay very personal. I don't know if I would ever ascribe to one specific religion,
Mhm.
because I don't feel like I need to. I don't
You're
really feel like I need to.
what I feel, you're what people call a truth seeker.
Yeah.
So you are somebody that looks into everything and you kind of pick apart what you
Hmm.
feel is the truth itself.
Right.
Um, and that's kind of how it started for me. Was I looked
Hmm.
into Hinduism and Buddhism, and then I fell into Islam, and it just kind of changed everything for me. So that's kind of where I've stuck. Even
Yeah.
though everybody's like, "Don't do it," um, they're like
I
Al
get them too. I
Qaeda.
get those messages too. Yeah, if you do this, they're gonna go. They're all gonna come for you. But and then I get messages that are like, if you don't do this, they're all gonna turn on you. And it's like, I'm just here. I'm just really just here. I really just feel like I posted. I didn't even expect to do this. Like, Quran book
Yeah.
club was not a thought. I was just reading at my on my little stair that I'm sitting on right now, and I just was like, wow, that's interesting. Let me make a video about it, and it just got millions of views. And
Well,
I
I
was
was
like,
gonna say, why didn't you? I was very surprised that you broke it down so many videos. Like I would, if somebody does a book club, I kind of would expect you to read and then
mm-hmm,
come out with a 10-minute video
right.
about the book. So, what made you choose to break it down? Like, you've done multiple videos on like one surah.
Yeah. Well, because I had the idea of like, because before I blew up for this Quran book club, I had 10,000 followers. I would maybe sometimes get a video that went really viral, but other than
Yeah.
that, it was pretty like 200 like jail. You know what I mean? And I had the idea of like reading. I was gonna do this with a normal book, like just a novel storybook where I was like every couple of chapters, I like talk to the camera and update it like I'm talking about my homegirl. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my girl Jenny in this book. Look, guess what she just did. And so, but I was just sitting on my stair reading, and I read something about, I think it was slavery, and I was like, this is crazy. I was like, because in America, we all know the story of slavery in America and Christianity. I was like, this is crazy. I made a video, millions of views. And so I was like, well, clearly the people want more, so let me give them more. And now I'm kind of like, every time I read it, I feel like I need to read a surah, take my notes, make a video, post it. um, but I mean, I mean, people love it. I think because one, I think I was very eye catching. Like, I feel like the reason I went viral is because look at me. I'm some white transgender lady from America holding the Quran, reading this scripture. It's spreading like the good word, you know what I mean? And it's like, who is this girl? Like, what? Why is she even holding that? Like, I feel like it's a very jarring thing to see, and I think that's why it took off so well. But I kind of like deep diving it and explaining every little part of it, because I really did not know a whole lot about Islam before I read the Quran. So I feel like I read, I make a video, and then I ask questions, and people are just flooding my comments with
Wow.
answers.
Yeah.
So I feel like people are telling me that I'm teaching them so much that I make it really easily digestible the way I kind of talk about it. Like,
Hmm.
you know, people tell me that their grandmas love me, their moms love me, they watch my videos at brunch. I'm like, man, I feel like I don't know a dang thing about this. I feel like I'm learning from everybody, and they're like, "You've taught me so much."
Yeah. But have you
Like,
been
I don't
recognized in
know.
public yet?
Many times.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's actually, I got recognized at the library. It was crazy. And then I got recognized. I get recognized because the thing is I'm not very. If you look at my analytics, I'm not very popular where I live. I'm
Mm.
popular in the Middle East and North Africa. I'm popular in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Egypt are like my biggest
Wow.
statistics. So sometimes I walk around and people are like, "Oh my gosh, Jack's from Crown Book Club," and I'm like, "How do you
You're like,
even know me? Like I'm famous in Indonesia." Like
I've been recognized twice, and it was the weirdest thing because
it is.
it was right after my second or third video, and a guy at the masjid actually approached me, an old guy. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, shit. I was like, he's gonna come up to me and be like, "You faggot."
No, literally, literally.
But he was like, I saw your video on TikTok and I really like what you're doing. And I was like, oh, thank you. And it's like, it's unique.
Yeah, I had a girl.
And
I was out for a walk. She hopped out of her car, and was like, "Are you Jack?" I was like, "I'm about to get picked up right now." And she's like, "Are you Jax from TikTok?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I am, babe. Yeah, yeah."
but I love that for you. I mean, the thing is, it's incredible, especially as you said, you went from like 10,000. I don't know what you're at now,
And 110
but see, but the thing is,
in
and
two
that's
months.
all it is just education.
Yeah.
That's it. You're just you're being yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all it takes. And it takes one thing for people to see the light that you have, the
Mm-hmm.
personality you have, and the endearment and the compassion you have towards others, which is absolutely incredible. So, what was the last question? There was gonna be one more thing, but I totally blanked on what it was. Oh, your mom. Okay.
My mom. I love my mom. I love
You
her.
I know
Dar
I saw
dar.
the video. Y'all two were talking about Red Bull today. So I was
Yes.
like, ooh, they have a close relationship. So what does she think about the
Oh,
Quran Book Club?
my mom is the sweetest. First of all, let it be known I have to give my mom some credit because she is a single mom. Okay,
Oh,
this is my sob story. When I was 5 and my twin sisters were 2, our dad died from like a heart condition. Right. My mom, from that moment on, she got to raise 3 kids on her own, teach a 5-year-old about death, and grieve the love of her life all at the same time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So she raised us. She is the best woman I know. Like I absolutely adore my mom. You will never hear me speak down on my mom. I absolutely adore her. So it was funny because her coworker actually asked her. She was like, "What do you think about Jax reading the Quran? Like that's kind of crazy." And my mom was like, "Like I care." She's like, "I don't care." She's like, number one, Jax has always been interested in different religions. She learns about all
Mm.
religions. She's like, Jax goes to the Krishna temple. She's like, I don't even. My mom's like, I don't even know who Krishna is, but Jax goes there, you know. And so she thinks it's cool. She thinks it's really cool that like I'm so popular all around the world. She is interested in learn like she thinks it's cool that she gets to learn a little bit about it. I think all of us honestly did not realize how similar Judaism, Christianity, Islam are with
Mhm.
each other. Because I think in America everybody thinks Islam is like
The
so,
far, yeah.
yeah, so
Mhm.
crazy, and it's like people like I keep seeing people on my take like my For You page complaining about prayer calls, and it's like, babe, that's the God you. That's the same.
But I think it's because they see people that actually truly practice Islam are dedicated.
Right. And that's the
Christians,
thing too. I've learned Muslims do not play about that book. I said, how
mhm,
many of you guys have actually read this cover to cover? And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, I've read it 5 times this
they're
year.
like, we memorize it
I
cover
don't
to
think I've
cover.
ever met a Christian in real life who's not a priest or a pastor who's read the full Bible word for word.
And I don't think there's anybody in the world that has the Bible memorized
No,
word to word.
no.
And there's over a million, they're called Hafiz. And you know what's crazy? If you memorize the Quran from cover to cover, you immediately enter Jannah. It could take 10 people with you. Yeah,
Really?
immediately to paradise. Yes.
I did not know that. That's
So,
cool,
but
actually.
it's insane. And even children. There are children at like 11, 12 years old that
Oh yeah,
fully
people tag me in them. I love
it's
watching. I love when people tag me and stuff.
and
I love it.
there's one I
But
saw a Quran competition where the sheikh was like, "You missed the word la," and the guy was like, "No," and he's like, "If you did not miss it, I will give you my jabai whatever what I can't remember right now," but he's like, "But one mistake changes everything."
yeah,
I'm like, "Bro, la for real?"
no.
And
But if you think about it, like when the Quran was like revealed, and people weren't really writing things down, word of mouth, like oral tradition, is doesn't hold a lot of weight historically. Like you, like when the evil colonizers came to America and they saw that the Native Americans weren't writing anything down; they were just oral tradition. they're like, who even knows if what they're saying is true? So I understand this idea of like, no, we are not messing this up. Like every
Yeah,
single word will be correct because we're not letting anybody say that we
exactly.
messed this up. Because this is like, because honestly, it seems like Muhammad is the last prophet according to Islamic belief, right? And so what he reveals is the last time it's going to be revealed. We are not messing this up. Like I appreciate the dedication. I really do.
Exactly. No, for real, guys. So again, I'm gonna before we close this out, this was mine and Jax's experience,
Yeah.
her reading the Quran, experience online. Me being a Muslim for about 7 months now. I am listen. I'm a baby Muslim. I'm like nothing. I know nothing compared to many people.
Right.
So please, please, please don't come for me. Um, but all right, Jax, before we end, repeat after me. Ashhadu Allah. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know what that means.
No, it's the Shahada. It's Ashhadu la ilaha
Oh.
illallah. Anyways, but I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know last week you were sick and you were quick to
I was
reschedule, and
sick.
I truly appreciate it. And I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day.
Thank you for having me. I honestly have had the best time ever.
All right, friends, that's all the space we've got for today. Thanks for hanging out. Remember, the vibes are always free and the overthinking is complimentary. If you laughed, learned, or just felt slightly less alone in your chaos, hit the follow and stick around. There's always more space to hold. Until next time, take care of yourself, drink some water, and remember, we're all just winging it, but at least we're doing it together on Holden Space. If you want more ways to connect, please check out the link in the bio.